Tim, we're gonna have to use officers and helpers. Uh-oh. Man, I figured out how they did it, but they got in this drain about 400-gallon piece of fuel out of. There's a way to get down on the railroad track. Then you would just. It's like, that's a lot of people. Yeah. You gotta have a chain big. It was multiple times.
Are you coming?
Somebody doing it.
I just think.
You have a transfer things.
You're over here.
Account, you know, I'm stuck. Yeah, I drive by that stoplight every day. It comes into our. I know we got a camera facing us.
Somebody probably has somewhere around here. All right, 6:30, go ahead and call this meeting to order. Please rise for pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. All right, first up on the agenda this evening, meeting minutes from December 2nd and December 15th, 2025.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes from December 2nd, December 15th of 2025.
Second that. A motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 7. Your battery going dead tonight?
No, just likes to shut off when it wants to. Never mind if it's on.
All right, do we have any visitors that would like to address the council this evening?
Anyway, Tessa Partial. I am appreciative of Ari Yoder doing the presentation yesterday to you guys for, the additional offering of possibilities for financing and building and expanding in our community. With that said, it's, I understand that the traditional method is cumbersome, maybe not as efficient as it could be. There's a reason why it is that way, or why we've gotten it to be that way, and not to disregard that without fully looking at what the new available options are and how they could impact not only your residents' responsibility and risk, because ultimately, as the council, you will have the ultimate risk or the ultimate accountability for any project that the town takes on from the public. So the contract is the only thing that holds the corporation to account. And if that contract has some misstatements or isn't, in the town's best interest, I just want to make sure the council is assessing those on a very wide scale, but also very detailed on what impact that would have for that specific project, but also for the community as a whole. But glad there are more options available to expand our community. So.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Anyone else? Okay, seems not, we will move on. Like we've got pay application number 16 from DLZ. Services rendered from 11/15 through 12/12 of 2025, $41,006.25.
I'll make a motion. We approve pay up number 16, in the amount of $41,006.25. I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, second portion. Pay app number 14, our Yoder share. This was for the lion's share of equipment that has been delivered and started to get installed and in place. $1,809,541.92. Application number 14, the water treatment facility.
You know, I don't know if you can pull that up. It's inside Jake. I'll make a motion, we accept our other treatment plant payment apps number 14, $1,800,954. Let's start over. $1,809,541.92.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
So around the scene.
Good bank account, right?
Okay. Katie, looks like you've got an ordinance for us this evening, 2026-1, amending the salary ordinance.
For our part-time cleaning and, employees that help with the flowers in December.
I'll make a motion. We suspend the rules and pass the ordinance on first reading.
I'll second it.
Have a motion and a second to suspend the rules. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Rules are now suspended.
And I'll make a motion that we approve ordinance number 2026-1.
Second that.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 7. We have in front of us tonight the 2026 ambulance agreement. This goes from 115,000 from 2025 to 117,000 for the year of 2026. Paid in 2 equal installments of $58,500. First one July 1st, 2026. Second one December 31st, 2026. Else is the same. 2 personnel on duty for 12 hours between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. weekdays, and 24-hour coverage Saturday and Sunday.
I'll make a motion that we approve the 2026 ambulance agreement.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Accept the agreement.
Okay, we also have in front of us this evening our 2026 agreement from the fire department. Sum of $55,000 payable in two equal sums, July 1st and December 31st. And this is the same as 2025.
Make a motion, we accept the fire department's contract with Tom. What's up? For 55,000 and first installment is July 1st and second one is December 31st.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Accepted. Also shared with us in 2025, they had 123 calls in town, 43 for Olive Township, 10 for Locke, for a total of 176. Okay, we have our yearly bond renewal. Actually, we should probably vote in the members of the RDC before we do the bond for them. Okay? No new members, it's all.
At our last meeting, they asked who wanted to continue on its council's approval. All of them are interested to continue.
Okay. So up for redevelopment commission, Justin McNally, Jeff Cruisenclots, Matt Moyer, Bill Klotz, and Leonard Schmidt.
I make a motion that we approve the RDC board as it says.
Second that.
Motion and second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? RDC is set. Now we have a bond renewal for the redevelopment commission for Justin McNally, Jeff Cruisenclots, Matt Moyer, Phil Klotz, and Leonard Schmidt. $15,000 bond.
I make a motion that we approve the $15,000 RDC.
Second that.
Motion and second. Those in favor? Aye. Opposed? So, it's my signature in here somewhere, doesn't it, Katie?
All councils.
There it is.
Can you remind me again when they meet? Is it the third Monday?
The third Monday, the third Thursday
Thursday.
of each,
Thursday.
of every other month.
Yeah.
Typically.
Something crazy happened.
I'll be so.
And that's at 5:30.
And then we have a bond for town marshal and town manager.
Yeah, I'm happy.
He's not listed on my form.
I'll add him on there. I'll have she be on there too. And since they are, have the responsibility of, the bond company.
I make a motion that we approve the bond, the amount of $45,000 for department heads.
I'll second it.
Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Done. I'll go right next time. Yes, it is January, forgot. Liaisons, department head.
I currently sit with the fire and ambulance, and I'm good with that.
I can pick up hardcore and stick with tree board.
Tree board.
Tree board, sorry.
Yeah.
But that one is part of it.
How still the equipment works.
Me too.
Okay. Well, the extra phone?
It's on. Well, not yet.
I know you have.
I take an official vote. Remember from last year? Yeah.
I make a motion that we retain the liaisons as they have.
That's not correct.
No.
Tree board changed.
Oh, that's right, sorry.
The tree board.
I make a motion that we approve the liaisons as they were in 2025 with the exception of the tree board, which changes to all of them.
I'll second it. Motion is second. All those in favor? Aye.
Right.
Opposed? Liaison set. Election officers.
I missed who made a motion in a second.
I made the motion twice.
I second it.
Thank you.
You second it twice.
I'll third it.
Type them out, not listen.
Officers 26.
I'd like to nominate Rocco as president to retain as president.
We can have discussion on this, right? While we're talking about this, nothing gets rattled. But, me being the older one on here, sometimes I like to look at some younger ones. You would throw Carl in, if Carl's in.
Make a motion to approve Carl Gilbert as the president of the council, 2026.
Second it.
A motion is second. All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed?
Aye. I think that she's one.
Can we vote for ourselves? We have to abstain from the vote.
No, you can look yourself.
So 3-2. Congratulations, Carl. It's not paperwork anymore. We can't-
Look at that stack we had.
You accept it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Vice President, say we Vice President. I'll make a motion for Phil Klotz to be the Vice President, Town Council in 2026.
And I make a motion that Rocco be the vice president for 2026. don't know how you do it.
Oh, either.
Make a second, right? I'll second Phil's.
That's to make it difficult to take notes.
Right. So I got close, you had, closer.
A motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Aye. Bill Cox, Vice President. Okay. Resolution 2026-1.
This is, the clerk treasurer to make the day-to-day operational, pay the operational expenses.
That goes to Terra and Trust India.
That's the
Next-
second.
Yeah, that's what you should know. This is just approving me to pay expenditures day-to-day.
Make a motion that we approve resolution 2026-1 for the clerk treasurer to pay day-to-day operations.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 7. Told you I was going right. Okay, resolution 2026-2.
This one's to designate our depository names, which are in Terra and just Indiana.
I'll make a motion to accept resolution 26-2 with designation of our banks, which is in Terra and Trust India.
Second that.
A motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed. And then we all have the nepotism forms. One extra town council and I have yours, Katie.
Okay.
You chose to let that room, that thing move backwards.
Rick Walt heard that knocking.
Actually,
All right, anything else, Katie?
Can I clarify the liaisons? I'm looking back at last year's minutes, and Bill was on streets and sidewalks. Carl was on water and wastewater. Are those the same 2025?
Carl had a tree this year.
Yes.
Yep.
We have a little short history video that's under 2 minutes. You guys are okay playing that? gentleman's trying to get his business kicked off and wanted a history video for the state of Indiana and offered to do it for free.
And became an incorporated town in 1896. It's down. It was founded in 1859 and became an incorporated town in 1896. Its downtown square still reflects that early era. Restored storefronts, local shop, and murals that highlight the town's character. Wakapalusa is known for its maple trees, which support the annual Maple Syrup Festival first held in 1969. Each spring, thousands of visitors come to enjoy the season and the town's long connection to maple syrup. A well-loved tradition is the outdoor Christmas tree lighting. It began in 1949 and is believed to be the longest running outdoor live Christmas tree tradition in Indiana. The town's park system began with Maple Park, established in 1887. It became a gathering for picnics, swimming, and community events. In the 1950s, movies were even shown in the park after dark, a tradition brought back in 2025. Wakarusa's historic depot was donated to the local historical society in 1976. Today, the Wakarusa Historic Museum offers tours of the depot and other historic buildings, preserving the stories that continue to shape the town.
You did a good job highlighting Wakarusa.
Yeah, to get that up on the website and Facebook page.
Yes, it is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully true though.
We're not putting
I
it in.
know.
We're never doing it.
I looked to him and he picked what he thought.
Good choice.
Good
choice. It was really good.
Good deal.
That's all I have.
All right, thanks, Katie.
That's not me.
This is just a quick picture of the inside. So it's coming together pretty quickly, so. They're still hoping by, end of February, I'm saying middle of March, but wow, that's what they're hoping. Excellent. Yeah.
Move all that. How much are these permanent yet?
No, they're not permanent yet. They're still working on a, support, plan.
That will be different than those one.
Yeah. They can't span a distance more than 12 feet, so.
Easy 10 foot, I think.
It's hit and miss. They're kind of different lengths. So we just need to make sure that upper pipe is supported properly, so we don't have any movement on it. So
Yeah.
DLZ's checking the bolt capacities for shear strength.
Is that 6-inch pipe?
That's 8.
8-inch. Awesome. Wow. That's gotta have some hammer to it.
Yeah, so we gotta make sure it's properly supported, got the right grade of bolts, and probably may even have to tie it back to the wall. So. But they had to do it because of future filters that may be added to keep it up out of the way, so.
In here, correct?
Yeah, yep. The plant will have the capacity to double in size. It looks like a mess, but it's a constructive mess. So it's all positive, so,
Impressive.
yeah.
So.
It's a little different than our old plant.
Oh, yeah, smidge.
Is that big, the round ones are the filter
Yeah,
caps?
yeah, they're bigger than our other ones. So
Wow.
it'll have an air scour system for the backwash process. So part of the process will use less backwash water, so it's more efficient. Less that we have to send to the ponds, stuff like that. So. If anybody ever wants to see it, just let me know. If you can, take a tour. I mean, we'll have the ribbon cutting when it's time, but, if anybody wants to tour, just let us know. So.
You left all that out this winter to complete pickleball.
Yeah. I think right now we
Way
need,
behind schedule.
we need to plan as bad as we, you know, you need it. Need it really bad.
Be a little more emergent.
Yeah. Life support on the other one. So. Yes.
How are we on the Are we still ahead of schedule from original?
Oh, yeah, so we're several months ahead of schedule still. They're hoping the end of February.
Yeah.
Our Yoder's not done a plant startup like this before, so I'm projecting more like mid-March. So you're gonna have some hiccups there, here and there, so.
Yeah.
And you gotta back T-test everything and flow test everything, so,
The controllers and all that stuff, yeah.
yeah.
You're still planning with what, October, November?
I think it's like more like August. Yeah, August, so they're quite a bit ahead of substantial completion, so. They're doing a really good job for their first plant. Maddox is the pipe work and controls, installer, and they do this all the time. They're doing a great job, great sub. We've made some little modifications here and there, and they have no problem making that on the fly, so. They had a pipe stubbed, 10 foot out for the future aerator. Well, we haven't taken off now, because it could be 15, 20 years, and you're gonna trip over 15, 20 years. So we saved that pipe though, it'll be up in the mezzanine. Just put a valve on it, so when you add on, you just add on to it, open the valve, good to go. So things like that, we're making some modifications. There's sample ports on the filters. My past experience is that these sample ports usually get plugged, so we modified how you can clean these sample ports. So you don't have that issue, clean it on a regular basis. So we're making little modifications like that, which don't amount to much, but it's stuff that operations is gonna make it nicer. So, yeah, so working through all that.
So you're thinking August?
No, this thing will be online mid-March. Yeah.
So then after that, we're looking into the boosters, right?
Yeah, right after that will be the next phase. We gotta go do a little bit of designing because we're adding a booster station, so it'll be a licensing change for one.
Okay.
Which we have someone on staff that's licensed for a booster station. And then, we'll have some design for flows and stuff. That we can account for, and then we have to strip the plant, the old plant, get it ready, so.
Put 170 PSI in one.
No, we're gonna be shooting for 55 to 60, so. But. Yep.
So keep talking, where it is.
Yeah, sorry. I'm a little tired, so I have a 3-year-old that doesn't like to sleep right now, so, the one thing, we want to touch on is we're starting to look at possibly a new sweeper this year as a budgeted item. We're going to be looking at a used sweeper. We don't have the budget for a brand new sweeper, so we're looking at for, 4 or 5-year-old sweeper to replace the one we currently have. It's a budgeted item. We plan for capital expenditures. So I'll probably have some numbers next month. In preparation of getting it before spring cleaning, trying to get all the streets cleaned up. Just want to reiterate, the staff that we have is amazing. They've saved us so much money in sending equipment out to get repaired. We're doing a lot of it in-house right now. And it's going great. I'd probably say the last 2 projects, they've saved us probably $25,000 doing it in-house. The vac truck and now the Coyote. So the Coyote's got the differential went out. That's $1,700 for the differential, but if it would have sent out, it probably would have been $7,000, $8,000. Our guys have put a lot of time into it, 2 guys, but we're saving that money too. So, and they're learning more. So, but it's great. Now's the time of the year you want to fix this stuff. It's not midsummer doing it at this time, but they're staying busy doing that stuff. If anybody's come down to the garage.
Last year at this time, when the John Deere went down, we took that out and had someone fix that.
Yeah.
Everybody had to do something similar to that again.
Yeah, just recently.
We did it in-house this year.
Rob's been down to the garage a couple times, seeing the, how much stuff we've had up on jack stands, floor jacks. It's just, the stuff's getting old enough that we're getting a lot of wear and tear, so saving the town a lot of money right now. But, that's pretty much all I have. CDLs, I checked on the one that you sent, 4 weeks and it's $500. So we're probably going to be looking at the Missouri option, just so everybody's aware. 2-day class, rough cost is under 2,000. So we're going to be looking at that. So
You've got 2 guys working on that right
2 guys, we got 1 guy that wants to go from a B to an A so he could pull the trailer.
So, are you guys okay with that?
So the guy that's going for the immediate, he still have to go through the whole process.
Yeah. If you're changing your license last, that's, so, yeah. So,
And you said the A was required.
because of the trailer that we have to pull a mini. It's 16,000 pounds. It's actually any trailer over 10,000 pounds. You have to have a class A, so, that's why. And we've been pulling it with our service truck, the bigger truck. Definitely requires a class A, so. So having that versatility, if anybody can drive anything, not have to depend on who can make it in, and now you gotta take 15 trips because they don't have the right license, so. I think it's worth it, so. The whole thing is a schooling mandate by the state, or the federal government. So trying to meet that obligation, so. And we'll train them as much as we can here to help guarantee that they'll get their CDL out there quickly, so.
So that's a 2-day course.
2 days. If you fail the driving test, you can come back the 3rd day. But we're gonna try to get everybody prepped and ready to do 2 days. Everybody okay with that plan?
I'm good with that.
Are they parallel copy?
It's actually very simple. I think they can do it. They're used to it. So they have the minimum length truck that you can take the test. So it's actually really nice for parallel parking and offset parking and, stuff like that. So it's a good school. I've actually been through it. Went very well. So they know what they're doing and they get you through it. You actually, when you take your driving test out there, you take it with a state trooper with the truck. So.
You're not pulling a 53-foot trailer.
No, it's only like a 35 or 37 or something. So it's single axle tractor,
Oh, yeah.
So the bare minimum.
That would be awesome.
So. But that's all I have unless you guys have more questions. Jim?
First of all, before I begin on my spew, and I mean this with all sincerity, and Alex was, showing appreciation to his guys, I showed appreciation to mine. I just, in open forum, I just really want to let you all know, including this group of 3 over here, for being a resident of the town of Wakarusa. I'm very appreciative of each and every one of you. It is not easy. I can only imagine what it's like. I know what it's like walking down the sidewalk, whether on duty, off duty, and somebody wants to talk to me about anything. And I am so very appreciative of each and every one of you for the service that you provide to the town, to me as an employee. Whether you're a president or a past president, vice president, it doesn't really matter. It's all the same job. It's all the same work. And I'm very, very thankful for each and every one of you, including these 3 over here. So thank you very much. Now.
Seriously, sugar to take our medicine.
No, it's called the company is
filling it back.
As I mentioned last night, we have all but one car that has some form of warranty on it. And I'm asking the town to approve for me to go out and to take this opportunity for a 2025 Tahoe down in Kelly Chevrolet to replace a 2021 Explorer. And then, as I said last night, we're not going to pull it out of commission until we know the new Tahoe is up and running and ready to go. They only wanted to give us $7,000 for trade-in value. And I know that trade-in values are all based upon wholesale. They would turn around and try to sell that Explorer for 12 to 15,000. If they get 10, then they still win $3,000 above and beyond. After the bidding of the Charger, and I'm not sure I'll never do this again.
You gotta just go snowplow off the interstate.
So speaking of that, there are items that we are going to have to take off that Explorer. We're not going to sell that Explorer with the push bar on it or the brush bar guard on it. Everything else will be taken off as well. So I'm asking the council to approve me to make a purchase of $53,380 to Kelly Chevrolet to get this, even though it's a 2025 model, it's still a new vehicle. Instead of having to order one and wait until October, November to get the car. Now all of a sudden we're going into 2027 waiting. So with the 21 Explorer, there's no warranty on it. It has 70-some thousand miles on it. Fortunately, due to a request for action today, I got dragged away. And I was busy for the afternoon. I was not able to call Matt and say, hey, well, I'll start that thing and tell me what the hours it is for. So I can get that. I just don't have it tonight. I'm sure it's up there. Yeah, it's up there. So I'm asking for the approval to purchase this 2025 Explorer or Tahoe, not Kelly Chevrolet, in the amount of $53,300.
Which we have budgeted for.
Yes.
I make a motion to be allow Tim to purchase this 2025 Chevy Tahoe from Kelly Chevrolet, $53,380.
I'll second that.
Motion is second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Star.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Anything else, Tim?
That's all I got. So you have anything for me?
I'm sorry. You buttered them up.
Just try it out.
Do I get you driving down to Warsaw again to put new stuff on it?
Well, maybe
That's meaningful
Maybe I ought to take you down to Fort Wayne with me.
Okay, that'd be fine. As long as there's meaningful conversation.
It'll be a meaningful conversation.
Who's buying?
Sorry.
Who's buying?
He is.
There you go.
You're up.
Nothing other than looking forward to 2026. It's impressive, the team that you all have assembled, and great working with all of you. I'm truly honored when I say that. It's a privilege. And it is an honor to be here and to swing for the fences with the rest of us. So I'm excited about it. And, yeah, that's it.
We'll talk a little bit about our field trip today.
Sure. As Rocco popped in this afternoon, I don't know what time it was, 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And we began a discussion on the pickleball court discussion that's been going on for quite a while now. And actually did go out to the park and looked very close. I looked very closely at that. And then we just kind of drove around, as you and I have often done, and just looked at some other properties that might be more fitting. One you and I have talked about. I still like the idea of putting it out by the park, but there's that 11-acre field that might make sense to see as we know. First of all, I think the pickleball courts have to happen in the town of Wakarusa. We got to get Rumsall out of town on the rail. Okay, so that has to happen. Where, in looking at the proposed site out there, I think it can still be a good idea. I think there could be infinitely better ideas if we push the envelope a little bit with let me go to work along with some of you, maybe whomever, whether it's Phil, Randall, Carl, you, or whomever, Rocco, I don't care, but start pushing the envelope on some available properties or properties that could potentially be available. Leicester?
That sounds right.
That sounds right. They own that property. Then there's a piece of property that Thor owns. Now, I know that Thor is diametrically opposed to selling, but if you charm them enough, if we take the right approach, for example, being able to name it Thor Athletic Complex or something like that of Wakarusa, is there something that we can do that would avail more space than what is out there? I went out and looked at it physically with my eyeballs, and I'm like, we're going to crunch, to use your terminology, 5 pounds of stuff into a 4-pound bucket. So I get it. I think that we can look at a lot of it. Scott Farney's got property. Can we talk to Scott Farney and maybe look at buying 3 to 5 acres off of Farney, off of, is that industrial?
Yeah.
Off of industrial. I didn't realize how much of our town Thor owns. But 400%.
Where the cornfield is, there, Farney.
There's a cornfield there. There's property out there. And in all honesty, if I'm worth my weight in salt, then I ought to go out and swing for the fences on trying to get some of these people to at least entertain the idea of procuring property that would allow us to do the facility right without scrunching it into a relatively small area, if that makes any sense. I'm not in any way saying, whoa, we need to just put everything on hold. I'm saying I need to go to work along with some others in here to say, okay, what can we find?
I will say though, if you look in the Barney area, that could be a potential site for a new water tower 15 years down the road. We talked about that. It's got the highest elevation.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. Has a great picture.
Back in that pickleball.
Right in the middle of it.
We got a water tower.
But just keep that in mind.
The water tower could be central to the athletic. Yes, we would have great water pressure at the athletic.
But just so everybody's aware, that's where we're looking if we go for a water tower. That's,
Now, that doesn't negate, in all honesty, that doesn't negate the need to address a very serious drainage issue that we have at Memorial Park.
yeah.
That must be looked at.
I think we definitely need to look at that, and do everything that we can and maybe even do it internally to a very great extent, but we know where tile is and so on and so forth. But I want to push even harder, for pickleball courts. But looking at, there's 4 or 5 pieces of property right now, even the sleigh ball property, which is east of, or Orchard Park. I don't know how available some of that would be, but
That sounds very, very similar to our conversation last January and February. We went on GIS and looked at every possibility of land and talked to different landowners.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great idea to take a second look at it.
let's take a second look at it.
Then at that time, you just kind of dead end, nothing.
Well, the
Nothing.
property, and I want to say it's 11 to 12, maybe 13 acres that is directly east of Memorial Park, but on the other side of the ball diamonds, if you will. It would be great access. We could easily access that from the drive going back to the water tower there. But then we would be able to turn east onto that said piece of property, which then goes to Conroe 3. And that could be a lot of room. There's no real significant, that I could see any kind of drainage issues. I just think before, to some of the points that have been made already, it's worth a
Just take
second
a
look.
second look.
Let's take a second look and let's see what we can come up with. I love the idea of there being a Thor athletic complex in Walker's, Indiana. And how much could that be worth to them? Everybody, especially at this particular point in time, looking for tax write-offs and.
Forest River's investing a lot as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe another one there.
No,
So
and I've got
from the teal.
great relationships with Jason Hirschberger, who's GM out here. So those are conversations that bear pressing. I think you need to look into those. And, but it was an eye-opening to actually go out and physically, we've gotten so gathered up in all the conversation about it. I actually went out and was able to look at that piece of property, and it's going to be tight. It would be really tight out there, especially with 6 pickleball courts and the basketball court. It was like fat guy in a little coat. Honestly, I think it would look.
So do you think if we would do, not that I really want to put a time limit on it, but you think within 60 days, we could have a decent answer?
I've never known until you try.
I mean,
I would think that we need to set up a board to look it up, put it together. I mean,
There are so many pieces of property. I know Scott really well. I don't know how open Scott would be to a conversation, but knowing that what we want to do in the next 7 to 10 years with a water tower, which will be imperative, by the way, we don't have a choice, but to look at that 7 to 10 years down the road. Otherwise, we're gonna have issues in moving forward. But to at least push those ideas, the idea of a board, that could very easily.
There were enough people at the meeting last night that are passionate about it, that I think would want to get involved and help the crowdfunding on this.
There are so many.
Let's go after the alternate sources and do this right.
When I went to AIM, I was at the AIM conference. It was amazing the number of $150,000, $200,000 projects that were crowdfunded in entirety, 100% crowdfunded. When people got passionate about it, and everybody started thinking, okay, let's get heavily involved here. And it was impressive last night to see the turnout, and then to hear how passionate people are about this whole project. Let's get it done. Let's do it right. I get it. That makes sense. But some of these properties, I'd love to have that property right at the end of Nelson's Parkway, field to the east of the park, your backyard.
Oh, no, thank you.
Is it big enough for?
No, my house is in my backyard. How many, like, in the area, there was discussion last night of an indoor facility. Where would be like the next indoor facility in this area? Like, how far would someone have to travel
Mishawaka.
just to Mishawaka?
Middlebury, Mishawaka,
Middlebury, Mishawaka.
So those are 45-minute drives from here.
Yeah.
What about in
There's
the,
a couple that are in 20, 25 minutes, Goshen and Elkhart.
for an indoor facility for pickleball? Okay.
Actually, yeah. In,
Rocco actually sent a picture of one that was an indoor and outdoor facility. Was that you that sent that? Who sent that?
North Webster has that.
It's indoor and outdoor.
They have indoor and outdoor.
Okay. But to do something like that, we definitely need space.
Well, yes, of course.
Yeah, more budget.
More budget, yes.
yeah, you have to staff.
And maybe it's not,
Staff
We
it,
don't
yeah.
really-
maybe it's not the direction we want to go because they're relatively close. But, you know, if it was an hour drive to do an indoor facility, you know, that might make it more, more people than just in Wakarusa will travel here to get access to the indoor facility. You know, that could be a bigger draw if there wasn't another facility easily available. But it doesn't seem like that's the case.
Yeah, there's a lot, there could be a lot of options out there. We just need to push and find out where those options are. Yeah.
And I could go back to last night's conversation with our other, as far as, build, operate, and transfer.
Yeah.
I mean, you could save some bucks.
Yeah, definitely. But it was pretty eye-opening. To actually go out, we've talked about it for, it seems like forever, but to go out and actually put eyes on it, knowing how big it's gonna be.
It would just crowd.
It would crowd everything. And then and all this came up during the conversation last night, how to get out there, how to get back. There's no easy way to.
The one-lane road, to widen the road, now you're taking out a golf path or you're 3 foot from running it over.
Yeah. And there were suggestions last night, a couple of people made, to make that a one-lane road around there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of options we have to look at.
Clear around the park. One lane road, clear around the park.
Yeah.
But, I think it's something that definitely needs to be a priority. And I think it can still happen in a relatively short period of time. But if we can find a choice or spot, I think we should. At least pursue the opportunity, possibility.
Going to the committee or something, do we need to make a motion to start that process? Do you want?
Volunteer committee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get some word out there. I don't want to.
There were a number of people last night who were very passionate about it. It'd be good to reach out to them, Seward and Jenny and others that could.
My neighbors. Grant, I should have thought, if your uncle had any interest. Well, probably. Engineer, retirement engineer. That'd be a good one for it, I would be. Yeah. Something that not very good engineering things, whatever, you know. He's a retired engineer out of South Carolina. So he's looking for something to do. So there might be something he'd probably come alongside.
And that's exactly the way Northwestern did things.
Yeah.
How was that?
Community member.
Yeah, what's that?
Oh, okay.
And our costs are minimal.
So,
Yeah, like and you'd probably volunteer his time because he's either that or sit home and get old. So he said, so.
they've got,
But
you're right, what you need.
I know.
Exactly. Yeah, very good.
You would mold it.
Yes, it's, the improvement out there is gonna, you won't recognize that place.
It's been years since I've been to Prairie.
It's gonna be awesome. So, guys like that, awesome.
Well, and it was interesting last night. I said, I've had 1 year under my belt now, and it's been a tremendous learning experience. But I feel more equipped I had even conversation with Brock on, okay, so where do I begin conversation with some of these people? I'm not afraid to sit down and talk to them. I don't even know who to start with. But we'll find that out. We can gather that information. But with a year under my belt now, I feel a lot more confident going out and speaking intelligently with key people who can maybe help us make perhaps a better decision or something that will benefit the town even more. So when I said when I'm ready to go to work, I mean, well, let's do this. Let's roll up our sleeves and brace yourself, Effie. Here we go. Everything. So, yeah, I'm excited about it. Awesome opportunity, I think.
So are we saying then you are gonna initiate to put the volunteer list together and go from there?
I'm gonna talk to Katie and after she and I chat and we consult other people. Lisa and Brown. I'm gonna call the president. And, not sure what I'm gonna say to him, but no, in all honesty, yes, I can steer for that.
Put the list together.
Put a list together, and don't be surprised if you get a phone call and say, who do you think we should talk to?
Well, and you can ask for volunteers.
Yeah.
Because some of the people that came last night made your stuff up.
It's amazing how strong how powerful a volunteer army can be. And when they're impassioned, and I heard a lot of passionate pickleball players, I'm like, oh my God, I don't think I'd want to get in their way at all. You get that much initiative and passion involved. I think we can probably make something happen relatively quickly. So, and again, there are people that I could go and talk to tomorrow that I know will at least listen. Trying to get him I don't know how long he'll listen either before he squashes me.
No, or not now.
No, we're not now. But done business with him. I was his English teacher for crying out loud. But done business with him forever. So I've got some rapport there. Got rapport with how much property does Forest River own in town? I think on pretty much the State Road 19 corridor.
They may help. If you have a spot, they may help.
Yeah.
Make some donations.
They own the old Common Bank building
You do.
and all that property that sits on.
Everything that's.
So all that. And then Clark owns just south of that, correct? Okay, but, yeah.
You want to make a motion that we're out?
Yeah, I make a motion to allow Ralph to form that.
I would be willing to sit on that committee.
Pickleball.
I'll second that motion.
Motion and second, those in favor?
All right.
Opposed?
And that's on.
We should just volunteer.
All set up, okay. You can't go home until after 10 o'clock tonight. We have to have a conversation. I'm coming over, tell Steve.
He's leaving on a plane, literally.
Oh, you shut your mouth.
No, I really, again, How many, did we have 100 people there last night?
Around 50.
Yeah. Was it 50? Roughly, it seemed like 100. Yeah,
Great turnout. I wish we could do that more often.
so we can.
It's a great idea, Rafa. Thank you.
I will say, early in the morning, the building didn't look that good. It hadn't been touched yet from Friday evening. So we went from post concert to council meeting.
I just wanted to make a statement. I didn't get to go to the meeting last night. It was great. I was at work, but just wanted to say almost like a statement, but thank you to you guys for being open to listening to ideas. And compassion these people have been about this project. I feel like it's heading in the right direction. I came from, or I've been a Buckhurst resident for 30 some years. I came back from Virginia recently in the last 2 years. Came from Christiansburg, where I was at vet school. And they had a similar situation about 30 years ago where they were looking to put a recreation center in or facility. And it happened to be that the LOS that was down there, the ceiling collapsed. And the town was able to buy that building, it's a 62,000 square foot facility. Even though LOS was looking to build a super center anyway. And I feel like opportunities like that in this community can be apparent if we are open to look for them. And I think we have the right people.
And that might be the biggest thing I learned today. Was like, take your blinders off and correct your file.
Anything else, Rob?
No. Go Hoosiers. Hoop.
Carl?
I think I'm good.
That?
Just on myself. Nope, I'm good.
Randall?
We just need to approve the appointment of Rachel James to the park board. It's not on the thing.
Yeah.
We just need to approve it. She's taking over here in short time, so. I'll make a motion to approve that. Sorry, I'll make a motion to approve Rachel James.
Yeah, I think you said her name.
I know.
And I'll second.
Did you catch that, Kate?
Yeah.
Okay. Motion a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? It's on the park board.
Thank you.
Anything else, Randall?
That's it. Thank you.
Bill?
I would just like to make sure that we, within the next month or two, I know depending on weather, but figure out what we are gonna do with the drainage back there. I would like to see that happen. We put that off for years. It's time to put it off. I'll be with Katie and finance it and we'll jump forward to do. Yeah. We'll start that direction.
There's a lot of water back there, isn't there?
There's a lot of lots.
Yep.
So can we divert some of that water or get rid of some of that water that is around the sidewalk that?
We're gonna do whatever we can.
Yeah.
We'll look at all these spots. We get some melt off, maybe get a little more snow, get a little more melt off, see what those spots are that are really holding water. Mark them.
We know where to start. So.
Or it's a mud volleyball pit.
Looks at volleyball last night.
Somebody did say volleyball, they didn't.
Well, we did it.
It's actually mud volleyball. But.
Yeah.
Probably sell tickets.
We can host the Marine Mud Run.
Yeah.
There we go. Yep.
The race and
The pickleball.
Yeah, it's gonna.
Are you gonna lead us, Tim?
The mud run?
Yeah.
I'll go if you go.
The cops don't get
Volleyball?
dirty or hot. I'll let your dog lead us.
Yeah.
Let Shep lead us.
I bet
Shep will.
one day.
Yeah.
All right. I don't have anything. I think if there's not, entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we pay the claims for the adjourned meeting.
Second that.
Motion second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Next meeting, work session, February 2nd, 6:30 PM. Council meeting, February 3rd, 6:30 PM. See you then. We're adjourned.
Yeah, I gotta get. All right, I'm gonna print another 12. There you go.